And our first guest tonight is a 3-time Oscar-nominated actor and an all-time commander of the Order of the British Empire. She stars alongside Oscar Isaac in a new season of Beef. It premieres 1 week from today on Netflix. Please welcome Carey Mulligan. So, first of all, it's very good to see you. Lovely to see you. And secondly, congratulations because you were here almost exactly 1 year ago, at which point you had just learned, and correct me if I have any of this wrong, that you had been named Commander of the British Empire, Kobe, as they call it. Yes, and then there's I guess a big waiting period before they bestow this upon you. Well, there's not necessarily a big waiting period. I just got mine, but I was asked they offer you dates because they do it throughout the year. I was offered like 4 dates that I couldn't do, so I finally did it last week. Last week. And how was it? It was amazing, very surreal. Is it something that you had in the back of your head? My hope that this happens one day that I'll get a total surprise. Didn't have it in the back of my head. Didn't think about it. Yeah, is there a committee that comes up with there's a committee? Okay, it's not the king himself who decided. Not the king. No, I don't think it is because that would be a little weird if that's what the king was working. Greater than I think she spent his time doing that. Greater than but he did present. Does he give you something? He gives you it so pretty. I wish I had it with I don't wish I had it with me. That would be awful. Yes. Look at I would wear it on my head like I am desperately trying to think of an occasion where I could actually wear it ever again. But it's a gorgeous sort of ribbony metal thing with a cross on it. It's very pretty. But yes, you go to Windsor Castle or I think maybe they do it at Buckingham Palace as well sometimes, but mine was at Windsor Castle and you don't know who you're getting. So, you don't know if you're gonna get Prince William or Princess Anne or the king. It's all a surprise. That's very odd, isn't it? No, it's fun. It's fun. So, I was like, I'm not going to get the king. That would be I'm never going to get the king. You know, he's managing expectations. It's like playing blackjack or something. And then I walk in and then there's a man and he's the gentleman's usher to the king. I think that's his title. It's very official. And then he stopped us and he said, just so you know, ladies and gentlemen, today we have the king. And we all went, and so I think we have a photograph here. There you were with His Royal Highness got a little bit royal higher than you by standing on the stage. And is there something they tell you like you got to give them like a 005 or something like that? So we all get brought into that room before like everyone who's getting honors and they talk you through the protocol and they sort of show you where you curtsy and how you greet him and then how you curtsy and get out. I see. Okay, is that nerve-wracking? That is terrifying. Yeah, I would think so. And I could remember the curtsy bit. Like I remembered I go to a bit and I curtsy and then I go forward to him and we talk and then when he shakes your hand that means you go. But then I forgot what the next bit was and I think I curtsy again. But I couldn't remember how to get back to the curtsy spot. So I sort of like moonwalked back to that's good. But I also like maintained eye contact at the same time because I thought, well, you can't like look at, he's the king, so you look at him. So I was like, I wasn't good. But anyway, I got most of it right. I bet he sees a lot of funny stuff, I'm sure he does. And speaking of funny stuff, in the background of that shot, you're your husband, the very super talented Marcus Mumford, and that's your mom and dad. That's my mom and dad's. They must have been beside themselves, huh? They were. It was very sweet. Your dad's folding his arms. We had a conversation about this in my family afterwards. Just about the sort of various body language things that we have going on there. Did you say my brother screenshotted it and sent it to me. He was like, what's happening here? What is happening? So your mom's just kind of so mom is like she was like at school. Being told off by someone. Marcus had his hands normally, but then someone came over because he was holding my clutch bag and so they came over and they said, well, there are 16 cameras in here, so you might want to. So he was sort of gestured to that's very nice. Otherwise, if he hadn't done that, that could have been like that kind of that situation, which is not what you want to do in front of. He didn't want that. Did they get to meet the king as well? No, they didn't. They did not. The king's like, hey, see you guys later. No, they didn't get to meet the king. They got to watch me meet the king. They got to watch you meet the king. All right. Well, that's all right. It was your moment. You're the commander. They're not and Marcus met Obama and I just watched and was not allowed to meet. So, I was like, we're even. Is that true? He met him and they played a gig at the White House years and years ago and the band got to meet him and there was a photo happening. There was a big photo op and it was very exciting and then they called in the wives and girlfriends and we got brought forward and as I was about to be introduced to Barack Obama, Samantha Cameron was like, oh, I just watched Drive on the Plane. I loved it. And I was like, well, that's nice. But I was just about to meet the president. So I was like close to getting to meet him. Wow. You'll get to meet him eventually. You'll probably get a title of some kind here. Now, I know Mumford & Sons is going on tour. Do you go and you and the kids go along on the tour with them? In the holidays. And is it on a bus or do you take planes? It's on a bus. Bus. How many people are on this bus? That's a school bus. It's a school bus. It very much does operate like a school bus. That is not a rock and roll tour bus. No, it's not. There's nothing rock and roll. Do the guys sometimes look around and go, what happened? Yes. Yeah. Regularly. I think we all do, but is it fun to be on the bus? That's great fun. Did the kids love being on the bus? Did they throw up on the bus? Last tour was in the United States. The family was on the bus. Everyone's on the bus. What's it like for you? Now, if you really want to see the United States, people come here and they'll go to the big cities, maybe they'll, whatever. Maybe they go out to the national parks or something like that, but to really see the country, you get on a bus. And you wake up in a car park of arena is generally what happens. Is that right? You sleep in the bus. Sleep in the bus and you wake up and you're in a car park. And do you go to are you at Waffle Houses and Cracker Barrels? All of it, you've been to those. What's the place where you have all the machines that children love? The machines that children love. Chuck E. Cheese, Buster and Craig. What's it called? Don't help her. I want to hear what she comes up with. Did you say Buster and Drapes? I was like Buster and Crates might be a Dave and Buster. You went to Dave and Bust. That's all everyone wants to do. Why didn't I just get a regular job? Wow, Dave and Buster's. And then they pick the prizes and all that stuff. Yeah, well, I pick the prizes. The stars really are just like us, right? Isn't I wonder if you must be the only commander of the Order of the British Empire ever to hit like groundhogs at the what are those things at the D-Busters. And next time I'm going to go back and I'm going to wear my badge. So that's where you're wearing. Carey Mulligan is here. Your show is called Beef. We'll be right back. You've got a good fight coming and when it does come you two are going to be stronger for it. If I may say this, ma'am, I don't think that's how relationships work. Alright, well, all I'll say is that all the couples I know that last, they've really had it. It's actually the ones that don't where someone's usually hiding something. I mean, not to say that that's your situation with Ashley, but the bad does have to come out somewhere. Do you understand? That is Carey Mulligan in the new season of Beef, which premieres a week from today on Netflix. Did you watch the first season of Beef? I loved the first. It was really good, right? An entirely different cast, but the theme that has carried over this one is this anger. This beef. People might think it's about food, but it isn't. It's not. No, I know. And Oscar Isaac was here on Monday, I believe. And he seems like a terrific guy. He's the best. I love Austin. You'd worked with him before, right? We've worked together twice. We were in Drive. We were married in Drive, right? That's right. And not a great relationship in that either. And then in Inside Llewyn Davis also had arguments there. But not like this argument that you guys have in this first episode. It is really a knockdown dragout. This is awesome. Is it fun to shoot a scene like that where you're just smashing stuff? I got a golf club and a whole trophy cabinet and a props department and we're like just have fun. And so you'll see that guitar you guys smashed up. I felt bad about that. I know. See, I was wondering what Marcus thought about that because that seemed like a shame. I felt like smashing a guitar felt wrong, but I did it like 7 times. Like a new guitar every time. Townsend each time. So when you're fighting in real life, how do you do it? What's your strategy? Silent, passive-aggressive kind of like. That's so much work. Yeah, I know. It's awful. You let it go on for a while. This is the kind of show that people binge with a watch leg in a row and Netflix puts them all on at once, which is nice for that sort of thing. Do you watch television like that? You do. I have to pace I just binge The Pit. First season or both. Well, so we together binged most of the first season. Then I came over here and we allowed each other to when you sort of make deals with your partner like don't get ahead of me. So annoying. So I was like we can watch the end to the end of the first season and then stop until we're both in the same place again and then we can continue yeah. Now I have to wait. Yeah, do you ever cheat? And I mean that's real cheating is when this is like a code thing. This is but I feel like if you did watch something being a great actor, you could really pull off pretending you hadn't seen it. I could probably get away with it. Is the pit or emergency rooms like that in the UK? Is that what do you mean? I mean bloody and crazy and I don't know. I imagine I don't know. I haven't. No, but well, not. Yeah, perhaps not, but I don't the bloody side of it. I think I'm not really a kind of bloody person, but I can go prosthetics, pro, I have to sort.
This is a breaking news alert from USA Now. Subscribe now for live updates on politics, crime, and the economy.